Hi, I'm Raquel of Fabulous in the Kitchen and more, because I also love to do home improvement projects and pretty much anything that has to do with being domestic and being creative. So today I wanted to show you guys how I took my ugly honey blonde wood banister to this beautiful chic black and white banister. Spindles were already white, so I didn't have to address them at all. I only had to make sure they didn't get any black paint on them. This project was very inexpensive. It took me approximately about 3 days. I did it over a weekend. I just kind of took my time when I just had some time, and I didn't rush the project. I was in no big hurry or anything like that. So that's very key for me because I'm not really patient. What I bought was this sander, the sanding block. It's 120 grit, so it's medium. I just wanted enough to knock the shine off of my wood. So that way it would help the paint stick a lot better. It's gonna be a lot more difficult if you're painting on shiny wood. So you do wanna sand off the gloss. You don't wanna get a heavy sander that makes it gritty and messes up the texture of your wood, because then you have a whole nother set of problems on your hand that I can't help you with. I loved this little paintbrush right here. I did my entire job using this little paintbrush with this small handle. You know, you can use whatever kind of paintbrush you like, but this was just really nifty for me to get into all the cracks and crevices around my spindles, and so I love this brush. It's really inexpensive. So you could also use these foam rollers. This is for walls and ceilings, but you can, and this is 6 inch. You can get whatever inch you want. I would probably say like a 4 inch or so to roll that really nicely. Some people love this or the foam brushes because they say they don't leave brush strokes. So obviously you're going to need paint. Now, even though I painted all over the label, I got this from Lowe's, and it's just black paint. It's just a black indoor paint. Now, don't go and get the paint swatches. I made a mistake and I did that. And initially I was getting a blue cast off on my paint. So I took that back, had some more paint mixed from the swatches. Then I was getting a gray cast off. I didn't want either of those. I wanted regular black paint in a satin finish. So there was another lady that was there that kind of ran the paint department, and she was saying, you don't want any of those swatches, you just want plain black. So she mixed me black paint, and this is the size, and this did my entire project. Now I also bought some primer. I love this primer the most. It's Zinsser, I guess that's how you say it. But this is my favorite primer. Sorry, Kills. Initially, I did not start out using primer, and it was taking me a couple of coats of paint to cover my banister really well. So I thought, well, let me get some primer and see if I can eliminate that. Well, that did not work. I did prime it, but I still ended up having to do 2 coats to cover the white of the primer. If your staircase is heavily used, I would suggest doing a coat of primer first, just to make sure your paint sticks. Another thing I would suggest that I did not do is to use some polyurethane on the end to go over it. I may go back and do that, I don't know. We actually don't use this front staircase a lot, so I don't think I'll have any problem. Finally, you're also going to need painter's tape. Now this is essential because you have to tape off the spindles so that you don't get black paint on them. And you also want to use a drop cloth, and you can use plastic. I don't like plastic for all projects because plastic can, the paint does not absorb in there, and sometimes you end up dragging it along as you move it, and it gets paint on other things. So you can invest in a cloth one. It doesn't have to be an expensive one either. You can do a cloth drop cloth, and that way you can cover your steps and you won't get paint on your steps like I did. I think with all the supplies I bought, I'm sure they were $50, no more than $60 max. I am absolutely pleased with the project and taking it on. It's just made a huge difference in my home, in updating it. Next, I want to get rid of the carpet on the steps. I would highly encourage you to take this project on and make your house a home. Make it fabulous. Make it a home that you love to come home to every day.